Tonight's going to be interesting because I don't know. We've had these kind of like closed door type topic meetings, but we've never actually opened it up, I don't think, for all 5 of us on a podcast. So it's going, just bear with us, people. It's going to be a jumbled mess, but I guarantee you for the next hour to hour and a half, you're probably going to be very entertained.
I just can't stop looking at what Kyle's doing, but I think it's going to be the greatest hour and a half of organized chaos that you've ever seen.
You know who doesn't have stamina? The Buffalo Bills defense.
Please, why? You don't.
But yeah, Gabe Davis. Whew, what a game, man. Whew, he's a baller.
4 TDs,
and
baby. 4
Hey,
TDs.
Did you just double whoo in a row?
Double hoot.
Dude, you double who? I mean, that's
double
big time right there.
Double who?
But you know what's funny about Gabe Davis, and we talked about this on last week's podcast. I think it was another, man, we just racking up Chouse rants. I mean, we have to have our own segment for Chouse rants because he was talking last week, I believe it was last week, about how in dynasty football, people will go out there and as soon as somebody has a good year, a good game, they say he's a dynasty sell high. And I'm starting to see that already from Gabriel Davis. And in my opinion, people who say stuff like that, I mean, I'm not even going to sugarcoat. I think they're stupid. Like, it's just, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You spend your entire dynasty life trying to build a team full of young, talented players, and as soon as they start to produce, you want to trade them away. Like, I understand trying to sell high, but I don't even think he's at the highest price he could be. It was one game. What would happen if he got an opportunity for 17? We could be seeing a huge season from Gabriel Davis, especially if Emmanuel Sanders and Cole Beasley are not in town next year.
Oh, you want to hear something super funny, though? You want to hear some Headliner Nation, baby. If you're watching the videos, this Gabe Davis performance isn't surprising, okay? Because for
you look at me when you're talking?
Do what?
You're not even looking at me when you're
talking.
Look
at us.
God,
I am looking at you.
You're not.
Well,
There we
go.
Can we tell?
There you go.
Gabe Davis, though, since what? Like week? Okay, this kind of messed up a little bit. I got to fix it here.
God,
I'm still getting used to the new
God, now we're waiting.
Now
on
we
you
gotta
again.
wait on this
Since
guy.
week.
What are your thoughts about the overtime rules, Ethan?
I think the overtime rules are trash garbage.
Oh, well, all right. Thanks for sugarcoating it.
Here's the problem
Big
with
trash.
the overtime rules. This is like why is this so complicated for football fans? We are just making this way too hard. Just have another quarter. Like, play it like a normal game. Flip a coin to see who gets the ball first, and then keep playing football the way that it's designed to be played. I hate everyone that comes up with something like, oh, we should have a shootout style, where we start on the 20 and whoever scores last loses. Why? Why are we changing what I consider a perfect game? Why are we changing the rules once we get to overtime? No other major sports do this. Baseball started jacking with theirs when they added the guy on second base in overtime, and that's fine. If you want to go to a shootout during regular season games, sure. I think we need to get rid of ties in football anyway because we only play like 18 games a year. So get rid of these stupid ties. But to me, the perfect way to do this is you just keep playing football.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Brady recently did just drop he's been working on a clothing line over the last year that he's just recently dropped, so he's got that to fall back on too.
I'll buy it. Is it extra big in the crotch though? Because that's what I
Then you won't be purchasing anything from him.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You do know where they got the extra Achilles for Akers there. It was out of his hands, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they took it from his wrist or something. Is that possible, Ethan?
Do you have Achilles in hands?
Professional diagnosis.
Well, why is he fumbling the ball? I mean, I only put 2 and 2 together, man.
Hey, can I talk about Cam Akers for a little bit? Because I've had some people ask me about it, and I feel like I could just refer them to this pod, so I don't have to make a big thread on it on Twitter. Last week, I did make a big thread about Cam Akers. I watched every single snap that he played.
How many likes did it get?
Lots of likes. So many likes, dude. Oh, I was like farming so hard.
Way to go. Good
lots
job.
of retweets. Oh
Farming.
my gosh.
I
You know
like
how much
it.
I made off that tweet? $0.
$0.
Wait, did you just say what? Farming?
Farming for engagement, Kyle.
Yeah,
Where
engagement
have you
farming.
been? Last week, this week, neither week did they have him running any type of dynamic decision-making runs. It was all one cut, almost always one cut off of his good foot, and then go. And if he got caught, he got caught, and he got caught pretty much every time. He never really broke anything away. He broke free on a pass, but in terms of running the football, people will say, oh yeah, he looked really fast. sorry, but your eyes are deceiving you, my dudes, because he should be faster than the dudes that are catching him, and he's not right now. So I don't think he looked as explosive. Yes, did he look quick? Yeah, all these dudes look quick, man. Sorry, they're professional football players. So yes, he did look quick, and that was impressive. But the biggest concern that I had watching him was every time he ran up the gut and tried to shift off of that foot, it was like someone had shot him in the leg again. He would try to cut off that foot, and it would be like, basically, it looked like he just didn't get any push off of it. He would try to cut off that foot and go the other direction, and it would be like he would get caught every single time. Every single time I watched him try to make a cut in the middle of the field off of that foot, the explosion was completely gone. He basically stopped. It looked like he was running in quicksand. That is my biggest concern going forward with this injury. We've seen this a lot of times with these guys with Achilles injuries. The thing that is affected the most is their burst, the ability to go from 0 to 100 as quickly as possible. And that is my only concern, because I saw after last week, oh yeah, dynasty RB6. Are you kidding me? A dude with an Achilles tear? Are you seriously? RB6? You're telling me he's the 6th most valuable running back in dynasty, which should make him the 6th most valuable running back in redraft next year if you're going by that. I am super concerned that people are going to look at the volume and go, oh yeah, Cam Akers, he's going to get a bajillion touches. We've seen a 2-game sample that he can stay healthy. That is not anything when we're talking about an Achilles tear. So we're going off a 2-game sample, and you guys are going to probably give up 2nd, 3rd round pick in redraft next year. That is way too steep for me. I'm probably going to avoid him everywhere. I'm not buying him in dynasty right now. I think he is just a small sample trap. It's written all over him. Injury risk is through the roof. I'm not happy with what I saw when he was trying to cut off that leg. And yes, he has 6 months to recover, but that is a huge concern for me going forward. And I just don't want anyone listening to this pod to think that we collectively as a group are all on board the Cam Akers train heading into next year, because I am just super concerned about it.
Okay, well, here's how I handle it. I was on the board or on the train, but damn it, I'm off the train now, Ethan. You totally convinced me.
Well, you pay me to convince you.
I'm still on the train, but I'm not on the train at 6, man. No. That's just crazy.
Yeah, whoever said RB6 is ridiculous.
That was dynasty. High. Now, granted,
but even dynasty, that's way too high.
Even dynasty,
worse.
That's crackhead talk.
Yeah, that's even worse. But you think about it, and we always try to watch, when you're watching film, I don't care what sport it is, you do it. We were making fun of baseball earlier, but a lot of, batters, and Kyle can probably speak to this because he's held a lot of wood in his hand before. They're looking for certain tells from pitchers so they know what pitch is coming. You need to do the same type of thing in football. And if Ethan has kind of, narrowed something down, that just needs to be something that we pencil down here. And over the next few months, when they start getting into mini camps and training camps, that we're watching some of these videos and paying attention to see, does that improve or does that not? If we're starting to see, come June, July, August, that Ethan's like, dude, the guy's got the same problem. I would hope the majority of us are all off the bandwagon by that point. But it's definitely something to pay attention to. I love Cam Akers. I love the talent of Cam Akers. I hate that he had the injury. Even coming back right now makes me think that he's somewhat of an Avenger and that maybe he's got like superhuman powers. And hopefully over the next few months he improves enough to where we can have a little bit more faith. But yeah, that makes total sense. And I need my running backs to have 2 healthy feet, not just 1.
I'd like to talk about roller coasters. Okay. I would like to talk about roller coasters. Everybody on the pod, are we fans of roller coasters? Like, nope. Is there anybody here that doesn't like them? Chris not liking roller coasters is not a surprise whatsoever.
In his defense, okay, there's not very many he can ride. The height requirement that's
got to be a certain height, and hair doesn't count.
You know what you're getting into when you get on the roller coaster, right? There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. It's going to be fun for the most part. It's going to be a thrill ride. It's going to get scary at times. But like when you get to the very top, it's, you're going up, you get to the very top, you're feeling really good about being up there. And then it's that dive down, right? That's where it's like, butthole gets really, really small. You get really, really worried about what's going to happen to you. Okay. You get to the bottom. Listen, is there anybody jumping off a roller coaster when it gets to the very bottom? Like, do you ever get to the bottom? You're like, hell no, peace out. Try to undo the stuff. Hell no. You stay in on the roller coaster, right? Because that fun times are coming up ahead of you, right? Because if you go down, you're going back up, baby. On a roller coaster, you're going to be going back up more than likely, okay? Lots of good times, okay? Fantasy football is the same way. I cannot, for the love of me, figure out why Ja'Marr Chase was the biggest roller coaster fantasy value-wise I have ever seen in a season. We kick things off at the beginning of 2021. We have the NFL draft. Ja'Marr Chase, listen, right before that, he sat out the entire college season. People are like, yeah, he's good, but he sat out this year and, kind of had that injury. And, how good is he going to be? I don't know if he's my wide receiver 1. I don't know if he should go top 5. People like, how I'm feeling. He goes to Cincinnati. Boom. Wide receiver 1 in dynasty, baby. Back with Joey B. Gonna just be great times. Smooth sailing. Dude's gonna have 2,000 receiving yards this year, 25 touchdowns, going absolutely crazy. We get to the preseason. He has a couple of drops. Ja'Marr Chase, man. Whew, just not that good. He's dropping. Oh, the football isn't the same? Oh, what type of idiot wouldn't have recognized that? This guy clearly isn't cut out for the NFL. He isn't going to have a successful season. This guy's over. He's washed, overhyped. We can't deal with it. Nope, we're done. Then he comes out, 4 touchdowns in the first 3 games, 101 yards, 54, 65, 77, 159, 201. Wide receiver 1 in dynasty, baby. To the moon. Buy Ja'Marr Chase as much as you possibly can. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. This dude, he does it all for you. Okay, he's like a 30-cent hooker, right? He'll do anything. All right, he's got it. He's got everything.
Do those exist?
That
Chris,
you need.
Ram, do those
He's
exist?
got everything. He doesn't matter. He'll do it all. Okay.
Knee pads and all.
All of a sudden, boom.
You get
32 yards, 49
That's
yards,
right.
32 yards, 39 yards, 52 yards, 77 yards, 3 yards. And then this time, T. Higgins is absolutely blown up, right? T. Higgins looks like a GD, just PIMP out there, man. Absolutely how he looked last season. Man, does he look good. He's the wide receiver 1 on this team. Chase who? Where's Sewell? Why didn't we use a fifth overall pick on him? Why are we drafting Ja'Marr Chase? Okay? Or wherever they drafted him. Chase was forgotten about. Boom. Gone. Get him out, right? Higgins is the wide receiver 1. 125, 266, and 3 touchdowns. There's my 30-cent hooker, baby. Get him back in here.
Same roller coaster with him. He's good. He's bad. He's
same
good.
roller coaster with Joe Mixon, and all these people always
and
hating.
Guess what?
They were just hating on Joe on the playoff game, and then what? Bam! He scores a touchdown, and you're like, "Where you at, bro? Where you at?"
And you know what the funny thing is I'm not going to credit anybody for the Joe Mixon slander because I don't want you going over and taking a look at their garbage, okay? But it's the same guy slandering Joe Mixon over and over and over. And the best part about it is he goes, oh, Joe Mixon doesn't show up again. What a surprise. And then, of course, he snaps off like 30 yards on that drive, including a 16-yard touchdown. And everyone starts to light him up, including Rem, who's like, this didn't age well. Very professional, Rem. I was expecting you to take a little bit more, but it's okay. Not everybody can have
the thunder.
Not everyone can have the thick hog of Swagrich on Twitter, so it's okay. You did what you could. All right.
Did you just refer to yourself as the thick hog?
I told you girth, Matt. We started the show off wrong. And it's still an hour in almost, and we're talking about girth, man.
Ethan, you're going to have to measure that. You're the only medical professional here.
Yeah, this dude is like, listen, man, I was joking. I just tweet this to get people, get people upset. What is Ethan doing?
He's getting the girth. The girth
I think he's trying to leave.
He's getting the girth tape out, man. He's trying to potato tape. I think is what is the medical term.
Wrap it around there. But that's why I wanted to talk about roller coasters, because Ja'Marr Chase was the perfect example this season of what fantasy owners do on this roller coaster of a ride called fantasy football.